James, we just had Sean on from our Advise community. What do you think? It was we're kind of like brainstorming. We're kind of just chatting about what we're up to. Very candid, not so much. It was very casual. What do you think?
But we had a lot of, I guess you could say, actionable tips for anyone listening who wants to maybe try and dominate some Reddit on there. We talked about some ideas there that someone could implement literally today and give it a try and see if they can take over some of the SERPs. Some of the bullshit that's happening now with the SERPs with Google. And we cover heaps of different stuff. JV projects are covered every damn episode. So gone through that, domaining, some of Sean's stuff that he's doing regarding niche sites, publishing company, and a whole lot of stuff on growing communities and memberships and things. So yeah, it's pretty legit.
Yeah. I think the communities part is quite special. I think a lot of actionable tips, especially because we're going through it right now. We're just learning as we go. We're not experts at this by all means. So yeah, if you want to hear our thought process, I think it is a good episode.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I run a couple of communities too, and yeah, it's the hardest damn thing. It's the hardest thing you can do in damn web niche site business stuff is growing damn communities. But yeah, there's some good stuff in there. And we should also plug our sponsor, right? Today, SERPReach. They've sponsored today's episode. And for anyone listening, I'm going to give you, before I go into the pitch, I'm going to give you the goods at the very beginning. If you click on the link in the description and use the coupon code INDEXY, you get a list of niche edit opportunities. So they basically give you a spreadsheet, and based on your keywords, they'll find pages for you to get links. And those pages will have traffic. So instead of going for DR, the number of referring domains or trust flow, etc., you're actually going to get something that has traffic, something that's already ranking. They'll give you that list. Plus, they will give you a free backlink. And if you use the coupon code INDEXY, we just tried it ourselves, and we were like, "What the fuck?" It's free. So
why is it free?
Yeah, I don't understand either. So that's why before this, we were kind of going back and forth, like, is it actually free? Should we say it? But too late now. So,
yeah.
So it is free. If you go click on the link in the description, literally put INDEXY is the code, the $49 package, you'll get the list of links, or list of potential links you can have that have traffic, and you'll get one free one as part of that. So shit. I mean, why not? It's fucking free. But yeah, it's obviously you're doing it off traffic that can't be manipulated by rankings. Obviously, DR is very, very easy to game. I'm sure Jacky's done it a million times with various of the sites. There's 5 gigs you can do it with, all sorts of stuff. So you can't trust a lot of those metrics. Traffic's a little, okay, you can manipulate traffic numbers on Ahrefs and stuff, but it is much harder and it's easier to see when it's like that. So the SERPReach essentially goes after traffic for you. They give you a list based on your keywords, and then you're good to go. So make sure you check that out down in the description and get that free backlink.
Yeah, and I'll also include in the description like a sample delivery he did for Far and Away. And dude, it's actually moving the needle. So I got 7 free links as like a review. Obviously, you know me, I had to negotiate that. But I got it in the bag, 7 free links. And dude, I think we're on like front page right now for the target keyword. So check the delivery in the description. Then you'll kind of see what we're talking about in case what James said confused you. But yeah,
it obviously confused Jacky.
Yeah, I think it's worth trying out. So give it a try. Use our links, please, and stop messing around. Give the episode a listen and let us know what you think. Thanks, guys. What's good, everyone? It's Jacky Chou.
And this is James Lacey.
And you're listening to This Week in Digital Marketing.
All right, welcome to This Week in Digital Marketing. We have myself, James Lacey, have my co-host Jacky Chou in here too. And today we have Sean Markey, the one who's running the Advise community. Welcome, Sean.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on. Obviously, for anyone listening, we've talked about the Advise community before. We're not going to do a big plug on it now, but it is down in the description if you want to join in there. But Jacky, I'll throw this over to you.
Sean, yeah, I mean, we've been working on Advise together. I think we had a couple exchanges on Twitter in the past. For the listeners that don't already know who you are, want to hit us with the quick rundown?
Yep. Got into SEO around 2011 and tried to run my own agency, which failed because I knew about SEO, but not about running an agency. I ended up working at what is now Smash Digital for like 5 or 6 years. Ended up quitting there because I built a CBD affiliate site a couple of years ago that went to number 1, and that was quite a nice income. And sold that site. Started a couple other affiliate sites in the cannabis space specifically, and then ever since like 2020, just been like doing my own thing. Writing a newsletter. I publish a newsletter each week about SEO. Yeah, I mean that's the overview. Sick.
And aren't you like doing some SEO work right now? How's that going?
Yeah, it's going well. I kind of was looking for a job and I had trouble finding something that was a good fit for me. I'm probably mostly unemployable at a traditional place, and I just reached out to my list and I was like, hey, I'll advise you and your site, like a fractional director of SEO kind of thing, for $1,000 a month. Hit the buy now button and let's go, and like 8 or 9 people sign up for that. So it was a surprising thing, but it's working out. I'm enjoying that.
Yeah. Why would you ever look for a job? I don't understand. You have like so many like different skill sets. It like blows my mind, and it like grinds my gears that you were like looking for a job. How could you do that? you betrayed our community.
I mean, it takes a certain kind of person to like be super good at, hiring a team of writers and team of link builders and like managing everything. And that person's not me. I hate that shit. Like I'm not the right person to build this huge, this kind of machine to build affiliate sites. I also have a lot of trouble working on stuff I don't care about. So like, I just can't start an affiliate site about whatever thing, and stick with it and be motivated. I just cannot do it. So yeah, I was just looking for some way to earn some cash, and I thought, I'm good at SEO. I'll find a job where I don't have to be that guy to like lead this huge team or, do quarterly employee evaluations and stuff. That's basically it.
How's that going? So you got like 8 people who paid you a certain amount a month. Now you're balling. Like you're fine, right? Like you also, your burn rate isn't too crazy right now, right? Like you don't spend that much money, do you?
No.
Or are you like,
I'm doing most of the work
out?
Myself.
Okay.
So that's definitely cheap. I work with a guy named Matt. We've worked on a couple projects. He's helping me with that. Actually getting a lot of interest, and I'm just about to hire someone to help with like, someone's like, which keyword should I go after? So I don't have to do it. Just be like, hey, do some quick keyword research. And then I can hit the client back and be like, here's what we think. So it's you're trying to make it a little scalable, which is cool. And there's some other stuff in the works that came from putting this offer together that I can't talk about yet, but I'll be able to talk about in the future. And it's like 1,000 times better than any job I could have gotten. So sorry to kind of tease that.
No, it's cool. James, you mentioned you would rather die before you start an agency, right?
Yes, I would not be doing an agency ever.
Yeah, I mean,
just full stop.
Just full stop. That's it. There's no room. No, there's just nothing. I don't know what I would do doing it, having to manage all those clients. And as Sean mentioned, having the writers, outsourcing the link building stuff, unless maybe like white labeled all the other services to do with it, but then you got to be able to get the clients, sales, keep everyone happy, and then you're on a retainer. And, no, fuck that.
I mean, to each their own, right? Like I would, not want anything to do with an affiliate site about sports or home furnishings. Those are lucrative and those are perfectly fine, but like that's not for me.
Yeah. Sean, you mentioned last time we chatted, I think we had an AMA, and you have a couple sources of income right now. You have the consulting side, you have your publishing side, and are you still flipping domains? Like, for example, what have you been up to like this week? The first from Monday. Like, what do you do on a day-to-day basis?
This week's been kind of nuts. I did a bunch of client work over the weekend and the start of the week, so it's behind. I launched a new edition, the new latest version of my magazine that I publish. That took a bunch of work. That was on Tuesday, I think. I did sell a domain. I think it closed last week. I sold an age domain I built out for about 12,000. I bought that for 700. So I don't have like any big projects or anything. It's just like, oh, I found this domain, I like it, tested a bunch of AI stuff, built it out, it's ranked well. I don't want to run a site, as I've mentioned, so I just sold it.
Where'd you sell it? Yo, you want to help me sell some like sites?
I mean, yeah,
I'll give you a cut.
I sold it in my email newsletter at ranktheory.com. A lot of people who are on my list are builders or people who like to find these deals. I mean, that's kind of, I've talked about expired domains for a long time, so that's how people found me. And I do like a SEO broker service where I take 15%. I wish it was 50. Nobody would sign up.
Boy, I heard 50. I was like, nah, I'm good, bro.
15. That's pretty industry standard for domains.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'd be down. I'll message you.
Cool.
Sick. And we're working on Advise together right now. Dude, it's growing like crazy. James, I don't see you engaging at all. Like, I don't know what else you could be doing besides engaging with Advise.
Actually, the past couple of days have been fucking crazy. So I didn't even post my goals for this week. I missed this week because I was just like, I'm going pretty fucking nuts right now on a bunch of different shit.
Yeah, what are you up to this week, James? We can keep it open.
Why are you interviewing me? Interview Sean. I've got heaps of random shit, bro. I'm pumping the Twitter harder. So I'm creating a lead magnet for my profile. I've updated all that kind of shit. I'm doing a VSL for my landing page for that coaching offer purely for Twitter. And then outside of that, it's now started to create some of the physical products I've talked to you about, Jacky, for that site too. So that is underway as well. And then I'm gonna have to fucking design that store and do all that shit too at some point. And then outside of that, I just hired a new writer for that site as well. And that one's going really, really well. So I've got that. And that's all for that one site. And then the other site is just the same thing. Just YouTube
you're still
videos.
Hiring writers? Come on,
dude,
man. Age of AI, man. Fire them all.
I got fucking legit writers. People with PhDs in the fucking area. Bro. ChatGPT can't reference shit though. They make for fucking references. I got pages with like 10 plus references that are legit as. So I'm hitting that shit. And then the other site is pushing YouTube hard. I'm going to do some more filming this week for those jiu-jitsu instructionals as well that are going up on the separate channel. And that's pumping. That's under pump now with different breakdowns and shit. And then it's just publishing content and all the other same stuff. So it's just been fucking full on, eh?
Dude, I can't believe you still write your own content. That shit's crazy, man.
Dude, I enjoy it. Well,
yeah,
but
man.
Right now,
it's like using a Nokia phone.
There's some content that I fucking hate writing. So I've gone to the point now where I'm like, okay, I'm going to outsource that shit because fuck that. I'm just going to write the content that I want to write. So I'm writing like big fucking essays on like certain topics. Like I did one recently on, if anyone knows sports science, like cross-education effects. So training one side and increasing strength in the other side of the body and just doing a whole literature breakdown. And it's like, yeah, fuck it. Like that's what I enjoy doing and writing. So I'll write that stuff and do videos on it. So I do that. Then I make a video on it. So it's a video for the channel as well. And I also make a Twitter thread on my Twitter thing. Yeah. It's easy. Easy that way.
Yeah, that's smart. I like that you're launching your own product. Sean, have you ever considered like, when in your cannabis days, I don't know if that's even behind you, but have you ever considered creating your own like CBD oil in the past? Or is that like something you don't give a fuck about? So you're like, nah, I'm good.
I definitely looked into it, especially. So I was ranking really well for best CBD oil for like the beginning of the year through like May when I ended up selling the site, and then I
this year? No, not this year, right?
Several years ago, yeah.
Don't scare me like that.
Not this year. And I had like a site about growing cannabis. And cannabis seeds. And I really wanted to kind of get into the e-commerce side of things. So I had a really solid brand and a domain name essentially. And I was making maybe high 4 figures, maybe low 5 figures in affiliate sales on cannabis grow equipment. And I was like, man, I'd be making so much more if I could have my own stuff. But at the time, I just didn't know how to get from point A to point B. And then Google ended up killing that site. And I didn't try after that. Also, it was hard living in Utah, where I lived at the time, where cannabis was not legal. So it'd be hard to like have my own grow tent, but like be like the epic gardening dude with his whole backyard full of veggies. Like I can't grow any of that. The stuff I'd be trying to sell. So it was a little complicated.
Yeah, you should have just moved to Canada or something like that, or California, right? California is okay right now.
Yeah, I did end up moving to Vermont, where it is also legal, but this was way after the fact.
Nice. Now you can make the products. You partner with Jacky. Jacky just pumps it on his JV projects, eh?
Yeah. Sean messaged me like I think a day or two ago. You're like, "Yo, I forgot. Was this your site?" And it was ranking for something crazy. And then I'm like, "Dude, come on, man! Please don't reveal that one." But yeah, to the listeners who've probably been following along, it's like the partnership site. And actually, James and Sean both know the site. And guys, it's pretty crazy, right? Like, I'm not just like shooting it out of my ass. I'm not like making shit up. I'm not one of those gurus. It's going crazy.
It appears as a news site in a lot of the SERPs that I search. So yeah, it's pretty hectic. And a lot of those terms are ones that you will never rank for on a normal
I was doing a search for like some of the top 5 like most competitive, most lucrative search terms to look at like how parasites were doing, and I was like, isn't this your site just sitting in there with all these parasites? Yep,
shit's crazy out here. And this is just the beginning. So many other like partnerships. Sean, you should like leverage your network and just get on this as well. It's like you just clear it's SEO on easy mode, man. Because you have a pretty solid network of domainers, right? And they're just sitting around. Like you were talking about it in the Advise group. That's a really good domain you mentioned. I think for the listeners, it's like something in technology. It's like in the technology niche, but the domain is like a perfect one word, super, super strong one. I think, what was the DR? It was something crazy as well.
It was almost 70.
Yeah, dude, easy mode. So are you going to do it? Like where's it at? Do you even have like the bandwidth to take it on? Because you got clients right now.
Yeah, for sure. Yep, definitely got the bandwidth. Like I said, starting to build a small team, and I work with a guy who I can put in charge of all the shit I don't want to ever get involved with. And we've got a call tentatively scheduled for today. I wasn't feeling well, so I just kind of kicked it into the future. Nice. I'm hoping that'll happen. I pitched a solid, monthly retainer plus profit share. So we'll see how it goes.
Nice. I find the retainer makes it a pretty hard sell. Did you notice that with your contact?
I mean, we haven't chatted yet after I sent the...
Oh, okay. You just sent it and he's like, he didn't respond?
We're about to get on a call sometime.
Oh, okay. So,
nice.
So you don't do a retainer at all? You just say, I'll take 50% of profits and let's call it good?
Yeah, so I take a retainer if they want to keep the IP. So we keep IP and they can buy us out at any time after a year. And if they want to keep the IP, then it's a flat retainer. So yeah, it's just it's a pretty easy offer when it's just purely rev share. That's what I find. It's also a no-brainer. James is getting in on this action. Much to my dismay, unfortunately. I think it's like...
Fuck yeah, I am. Every podcast that says now is going to be like, fucking, let's just JV everything. And then everyone wants to jump on board.
Yeah.
So you just find people to reach out to with a solid site and be like, hey, I'll do a bunch of work and I'll take half the profits of everything we build on top of what you're making already, essentially.
Yeah. It's easier if they just carve out a subdirectory for you, and then you just have full access to that, and everything you make in that subdirectory, split it. And yeah,
interesting.
It gets pretty crazy. It's a no-brainer.
Have you got anyone in health and fitness, Sean, in your network to link me up with there?
I'm sure I do. I've got almost got about like 4,600 email subscribers, a bunch of domainers.
Oh, yep, sweet. Let's talk in the Advise community.
Yeah. Dude, and this is the kind of shit that we talk about in there, like you know, revealing URLs and like just talking about plans. Like it's pretty open kimono.
Yeah. Yo, what do you think of the domainer niche, like the industry? It's like super different from the niche side, right? It's like people discussing .coms and shit, and then they don't ever build on it. They kind of just squat on it, right? Like, what's the whole industry like? Is it they invest in something they think will sell very high in the future, and it's kind of like you just sit on it, so it's not very liquid, is it? Sometimes
no, it's incredibly illiquid. Like that's definitely a downside. But one of the upsides is, you know, you buy this domain for $1,100 and you sell it for like 97,000 or something, like whatever the price is. And if you know what'll sell and you know kind of what your holding costs will be, it is nice though after you make that initial investment. It's like $10 a year to keep the domain. A lot of the really successful domainers started when you could hand register, you know, oneword.coms. So it's hard to beat that. Yeah. But there's a lot of people that are registering one word, like alternative domains, you know, like .xyz or .io. So people made a lot of money registering those and having those come into fashion. The same with AI.
The .ai's, right?
Yep. It's just like a little, I think it's a little island country or something like that. But they got lucky with their domain ending .ai. And the only place you can register or try and get expired AI domains is with the country that owns it. And they're just like printing money with their monthly auctions. It's crazy.
Now, how much is it speculative though? If you're investing in domains, you're ideally probably investing in something that you think will be big in the future, right? Or is there much, I guess, play in the current market where you're trying to buy something now that you think will sell soon?
I mean, I think there's a huge spectrum to what you can do. You can try and, you know, you can try and do that for like a short-term flip, or you can buy something like, I still think this will be valuable in like 10 years. And I'm willing to sit on it till I get that offer.
I guess it is pretty passive. Have you? I mean, when I go through like the one word domains, they're typically all owned by institutional money, right? Like PE firms and shit. Like I've seen a lot of them,
and that's certainly a big buyer. You know, they end up buying these businesses and they get the domain, and you know whether they go out of business or they get acquired by another site, you know, then they're holding all these nice domains. But there's a lot of like domain brokers that have an incredible portfolio because they've been doing it for 15 years. So yeah, it's really a spectrum.
Jacky, did you ever get into the crypto domains, like the .eth domains and shit like that when they were big in the craze?
I did. Yeah. I think I got like sem.eth at one point, and then I sold it for it was like pretty embarrassing, like very low 4 figures, but I thought it was a win. It's whatever. Like when they first came out, I got like a bunch of random ones, like 3-letter ones, and I thought I was a genius. But dude, they're like pretty useless because they're very they trade pretty much based off of what Ethereum's at. Once that tanks, it just tanks.
I think there was a point in time when they sold for ridiculous amounts of money. But
sorry about
that. but now they're not very hot. They go up and down with the market, the crypto market.
Yeah. Hey, Sean, what do you think of Advise right now? Where we're at? And you had a couple ideas on growing it, dude. It's like I don't know what I did wrong in the beginning, but I'm just glad once you came on, it's either like you held me accountable, you had some good ideas of growth, but we're like popping the fuck off. So I think to give the audience some sense, I think when Sean started, I think we were at like $600 a month. And now how many months in are we? Like 2 months?
Yeah, I think August was the first full month.
Yeah. So like we're 2 months in and now we're at like 3K MRR. Pretty fucking crazy. I don't know what these communities trade at. So have you seen anything? Like, do you know what they trade at? Is it like 40x, 30x? I don't know.
I don't know either, but like it's so much stronger than an affiliate site that can get, canceled by Google with an update. It's like Google can do whatever it wants. Like this money comes every month, and it's like people are invested in the community and are like making deals and learning. So it's not just going to go away overnight like an affiliate site or a content site can. So it's more robust and more valuable, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty resilient. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the type of discussions that are inside. But what do you think of? Do you think we're too exposed to the SEO industry, or do you think it's good to niche down in the beginning?
I think it's definitely good to niche down. I mean, we've got like a marketing channel. People can talk about non-marketing things, but the SEO channel is definitely the most active.
No one's talking there, dude. It's all in SEO.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
I don't know. I think building a super broad community is hard, and we shouldn't even try anything like that. Just keep it on SEO. It's not. I mean, the industry is not going to go away, right? Google change like it has, and people will adapt. And I think it's amazing. Like this helpful content update just came out, and we're seeing all of these sites like going up or down, and like new. Like people are discovering new tactics and talking about them within the community, and like the people on Twitter will start talking about that in like 2 years, maybe. You'll see that kind of stuff coming out. That's how it's kind of been with Parasite SEO. Like like a long time after it started is when it like kind of hits the mainstream. And I think finding a community where people are like trying all kinds of shit and learning and failing and sharing is super valuable. Like that's the value prop.
Yeah. I just wish people were trying more things in our community. I think, like, obviously, I'm trying some nasty ass shit on like manipulating Google and shit. Like, for example, today, dude, James, I don't know if you saw, like, I started a subreddit just to try to.
Dude, I requested to post.
Dude, I already accepted you.
Sweet.
And dude, I redirected like 6 penalized domains. And I also redirected one more penalized domain to like a competitor just to test if it like tanks it. And I just wanted to like run experiments in the channel. And dude, other people need to try it as well, because I feel like I'm adding a lot of like random black hat experiments, but people aren't like really. People are more white hat, I think, in our advice for me. Go get some.
How do you think the Reddit experiment will go? Are you bullish on that?
No, I'm pretty bearish. I don't think it'll work well because it's a new subreddit. So
yeah,
we'll see. But Sean mentioned he has one in the cannabis industry that's pretty aged. Do you remember? Sean, do you remember if it's is it indexed?
I can check.
What's it called?
As well. Okay, dude, we're not going to tell you, man. But yes, it's indexed.
Yeah, it's indexed. Yep.
Okay, sweet.
But not all the threads are indexed, which is kind of interesting.
Just a couple. I mean, they're all pretty old. I haven't posted in there for a while, so I guess it makes sense if it's not every single one, because it's fairly old.
So now it's just pumping CBD in there.
Yeah. But yeah, I think with these parasites, well, let's just call Reddit a parasite, because for this example, for example's sake. But I think these parasites, they all need more internal links. So what that means, I guess, would mean the best subreddits to test on are the ones that keep hitting the front page, right? That's why like R Funny will probably do really well on Reddit, so on and so forth, because it gets the homepage link equity or yada yada. So I wonder, one of my hypotheses, I don't know, but is to, if you buy a fuck ton of upvotes and it hits the front page of Reddit, maybe it will rank better on Google. What do you guys think? Do you know what I mean? So for example, if I do best mattress Reddit and I buy like 1,000 upvotes and it hits like front page of Reddit and it's like trending and shit, like, do you think it will rank better than ones that with like 0 upvotes?
I mean, your theory's there.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but like that's the kind of shit that people should be testing. You know what I mean? How much does it cost to test that?
But do you think you can get to the front page on a new subreddit? On a brand new post on there?
I don't think so.
Even if you pumped it?
I'm sure they have like some sort of yeah, exactly.
And that kind of makes the case for like it brought up the aged one that I have. One of my just in general strategies with SEO is like if you see an aged domain that you like and it's not too expensive, like just you don't have a plan for it, buy it if you can. Put up 30 articles and like just let it sit there because I wouldn't say you can't fake age, but like it's a nice signal. You know what I mean? Now I've got a 5-year-old subreddit that I'm in control of. It's like super aged because I just started it and then it did nothing with it, but it's just been sitting there, you know, collecting, not quite authority, but collecting age.
Do you keep an eye on the subreddits that go down short and try and claim them as a moderator?
No, I have successfully claimed one subreddit because it was related to my brand. So I've successfully done that, but I mean that's a solid idea, especially if this works, is to try and take on some of these subreddits.
That is a good idea.
Have you guys tried there's a whole process. I mean, I've taken over one. The person that started it is just not around, so it's technically like a co-owned subreddit because they still are around, but they're not around doing anything. I think there's like a subreddit where you can request it. So you put in your request, you got to reach out to the person who kind of abandoned it and wait a certain amount of time, and then
then maybe give it to you.
Yeah,
because they have the final say in the end. What's it called? Is it called like Reddit request? Is what it's called. Reddit request. Yeah,
but the person that owns it doesn't have any say. It's whatever Reddit employee is running that, because the idea is the person's gone, they're not around anymore. So if they just never respond, then they'll give it to you.
I mean, you can request now. The latest one is boobs between arms. So there you go.
What the so random. I wonder if there's a service on this on the forum that we like to buy PR links on. If you know, I'm the one. I wonder if that's a service.
There's actually a lot of subreddits. Not a lot. There's some subreddits for sale there. They're the moderator. They're selling it. They'll either give you the Reddit account or they'll make yours the sole mod.
Sick. Yeah, I think all this is worth testing. And to the audience listening, if you're wondering why the hell are like 3 SEOs talking about Reddit for all of a sudden, it's because Reddit really came out on top on this recent like helpful content update. Like they're freaking like mooning right now. They're starting to rank for, one of the community members mentioned it was ranking for like best SEO company at one point, like Reddit. Isn't that insane? That doesn't make any sense. That's like stupid, honestly.
Dude, Reddit and Quora has the shittest information in the world. I would never click on a Reddit or Quora, especially Quora, bro. Who the hell actually goes to Quora and reads Quora? Do you know anyone? I don't know one person that goes to Quora and reads it.
But I mean, to play the devil's advocate, people do search like best VPN Reddit. It's very often searched. Yeah. Same with like
Quora.
Yeah, I don't know about Quora. No one searches Quora anything, dude.
Dude, I don't know anyone that goes
still around. That's wild. But yeah, I think there's something there with this Reddit thing. Hopefully, we're able to find a way to game it. Because
did you see on Twitter someone creating posts where they would do best X for Y, targeting the best X for Y Reddit term, but basically the article was the best whatever it is by Redditors. And they basically just curated what was already on Reddit onto their page.
Just trying to get that search term.
I want to test it, but I don't know if that's something that works.
Wait, so what's the keyword? Like best mattress Reddit, and then they're curating all their people's thoughts and shit?
Reddit, so it's like the best mattresses by Redditors or whatever they made the thing is. So they're targeting that keyword, and they had the snippet for that term.
I think that's smart.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wait, Sean, what did you say? I think you were muted.
I said I think that's smart.
Yeah, is he
to do that.
Yeah, I don't know. Is he back?
I
Did his mic just go out?
Was never muted.
Yeah, maybe.
You guys can hear
me? Alright, he's fixing it up. The editors will have to cut this out.
But yeah, still don't hear you. But I wonder if that'll work. I don't know if that'll work because I think for best XYZ Reddit keywords, I still see Reddit in the front for my favorite terms, at least.
But no one's targeting it that way. There was someone was specifically targeting the keyword through like best mattresses by Redditors or whatever it was, and curated like the best ones from Reddit. So I wonder if he did that. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we got you.
Yeah, what's up?
I wonder if that would work. You know? We have to try.
Yeah, I guess we're trying. We'll see. Yeah, Sean, do you still have niche sites right now, or are you just sitting on some juicy domains?
Yeah, I just got domains. I had one niche site that's the one I sold. I haven't really touched it since May. Been working on other stuff. Mostly trying to be consistent with my newsletter and build an audience, and then doing client work. And then I have a publishing company that takes a lot of time.
Is that worth your time, you think? The publishing company? Just to play the other side? Or is this something you enjoy very, very much? So it's like, it's not really work.
It's a passion. Super long-term play. I love science fiction, fantasy books. And yeah, it's like the thing I want to do with my life. It's just expensive. So I could also do SEO.
Gotcha. And are you like printing out hard copies and then like selling them on Amazon? Is that the vibe?
Yeah, but it's not like an Amazon Kindle Play or something. You know what I mean? I'm not just trying to produce like 30 books and sell them. Like the first book we published, which we just published in like physical copy, was the collection of the first year of the magazine. So it was like all the stories and all the cool stuff in the magazine. And then starting in January, we'll have our first novella, which is like, a little bit shorter than a novel, printing out. It's with like an award-winning writer, and we're getting like a cover made and like doing it legit.
Sick, dude. Because if you we've had several like Amazon gurus on in the past. I'm sure they can give you some tips if you ever need to launch on Amazon. You can like pop off on Amazon. I know a lot of booksellers actually, they like freaking kill it. You don't even have to do clients anymore if your book pops off. It's like $50K a month easy, like per book. Like you can get pretty crazy out there. But then some of the people have to like sell their souls and write like freaking like sexual fantasy books for middle-aged women and shit, Like apparently that's where the money's at.
Like wolf erotica, like Twilight and shit.
Yeah,
it sells well.
Yeah, for sure. I know. But yeah, interesting. You sent me some ideas for Advise this week. What were them? What were they again? You mentioned that we should bring on like special guests on to talk about like their industry, and there was someone that you wanted to talk to about Reddit growth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he's pretty well known.
That I've worked with in the past. He does like product hunt campaigns. Helps you get on first product hunt. I got a product voted first for the day in the past. With his help, he also does Reddit and Quora and stuff. Yeah, so I was thinking, if we can find one person a month who can come on and just like share something they're really good at, and just kind of be more open than they would on Twitter or something. So we got that. We got him locked down for September. I have to actually schedule that. That was one idea, and the other idea was doing like a like kind of how the Milk Road had their, they put $1 million in crypto to kind of juice the growth of the newsletter, because then they could report how they're doing. Like if we did something where we bought a site or stood up a site and just did a bunch of work, like not in public, but in public on the group. And it's like, here's how we're doing, these are keywords, it's the income. Just so it's like, you can kind of see exactly how the stuff we're talking about looks on a site.
That's legit.
Yeah, that is pretty legit. I think the public case study is a pretty good idea as well. Fuck, it's like so much work though. Like just thinking about it is giving me a headache. We should, we should try to build a niche site or like a software comparison site on freaking Advise, just on Advise, the domain.
Like a community, on just an Advise. You can do a community collaboration.
Yeah. Oh, you mean like everyone's involved? So everyone owns like 1% of it? On like a 100K exit, everyone gets $1,000. Dude.
That's the perks.
I think someone wanted to do that on Twitter before, right? I forgot.
Yeah, Spencer was trying to do it.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I feel like that would never really work out because like someone will always do more work than the other. Yeah, it seems like a nightmare.
Unless you got like 100 people to write one article each.
Yeah, but that's also crazy. That's like wild. But I like the public case study idea. Maybe we can like, we have a couple ideas for the Reddit one though. I think that one's a really quick one. I don't know if that's like a multi-month case study, but yeah. And James, what do you think of opening up Advise so anyone who wants to purchase like a buy now instead of an application? Or do you think it would be better to have an application form?
I think it's better to have the application. It makes it more like scarce. So
like losers can't sign up, right?
That too. But also it's like it becomes more, I can't even think of the word escapes me right now. It's like more premium, you know what I mean? Like once you're in, like you kind of don't want to leave. You went through the application process, you're accepted, things like that. So it makes it more, man, the words left my head right now. It's, yeah. But you know what I mean?
Exclusive.
No, yeah, we got it. Exclusive, yeah.
There we go. Now we got it.
Yeah.
I think it's just a better way of doing it.
It's very interesting because I don't know if, Traffic Think Tank, the ones that exited to SEMrush. Yeah. So I've been trying to like study how they grew, but I don't know if they're the proper community to follow because their profile of people who join are super different from like the Advise community. Because the Advise community are like super, how do I say, grimy, loves to cut corners, and Traffic Think Tank is more like
white hat,
I don't know, agency, white hat, like losers who kind of just like want to circle jerk all day. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if they really walk the walk over there. But
there's definitely a mix of people. Like, I mean, for me, I've been a member of Traffic Think Tank since it started, in like November 2017 or 18, I think. I don't remember which one. I've made a lot of money in the DMs, connecting.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. And because there's just such a large audience of SEOs. Like, if this guy started a CBD company, this guy can get me number one on Product Hunt, just wheeling, dealing, selling sites to people that I built out and didn't want to run anymore, put it on the marketplace. So I think they were so big, they were like, it's like a high school. There were like little sections of people. It's like I hung out in these gyms, these and with Advise, I think it's more like just one of those subgroups is Advise. It's the people that are like really trying shit in the trenches and being like parasite things, versus having an eclectic mix, which I think is valuable. You know what I mean? Know your audience.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I guess the question is if we want to expand into, broad, earlier I mentioned if we want to stick with SEO, and obviously it's clear that we want to, but do we want to like niche down into like builders instead of, I don't know, in-house versus agency, et cetera, et cetera? I don't even know, because you mentioned like Advise right now is like a small subsection. And I guess if we do want to grow it to, I don't know, freaking $1 million a year, we'll have to sell out somewhere. But I guess we can focus on quality at least now. I don't know.
I mean, I think it's fine to go the direction we're going. But think about it. If you want to, expand it, is like, all right, like you practice a certain style of SEO, and a lot of the audience are people, or the community, people who follow you, who are of the same mind. So how are we reaching these?
Sean just cut out?
I think he just cut out.
What?
He's back.
I don't know what's going on.
What's up?
I'm not touching anything.
You're good. Don't worry.
So, anyways, the thing I'm saying is like the people in the community now are people who follow you, and you're of a similar mind. How are we going to reach these white hat people? How are they going to hear about us, and what value do we offer?
Yeah. I mean, that's a good way of thinking of it. Dude, a lot of the white hat SEOs actually block me on Twitter. I've found out so many people like block me on Twitter because you'll notice in the comments of like other people's tweets that you can't see their tweets. So I'm like, what the heck, man? And then I find out they're always the white hat in-house SEOs. Dude, do I say such offensive things? I don't know.
Yes. You go against Google's guidelines, bro. We know how bad that is.
But to block me, I don't know if that's kind of crazy. No? Or am I just being too like sensitive? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Sean,
Well,
you might have to be the one who like hooks them in because I'm not that guy, man. I'm like pushing them away.
I was going to say, Jacky, as well. If you remove the application process, so I've got my 2 communities, and I get that, but that by bolt-ons to what I have. But man, I had someone the other day, dude, so fucking annoying when you have some of these people join. He's like, "Oh, I don't know where this thing is," and it's like, bro, like you literally get sent an email with the thing. Then he gets the app, and he goes, "I'm trying to find the judo training program." I'm like, "Okay, you just gotta click the like literally there's a menu bottom. You didn't click any of the menu things on the bottom." I'm like, "You gotta click this one." And he clicks it. And he's like, "I can't find it." And I go, "Send me a screenshot." And he sends me a screenshot. It's like the striking program that he sent me a screenshot of. And I was like, just keep scrolling. And then he eventually finds it. And then it's like back and forth. And he's like, "Oh, it's actually not what I'm looking for. Can you refund me?" Like, bro, you have to deal with shit like that. You're just like, God damn it, man. Like, it makes me just want to be like, I might just fucking hype it.
Yeah, we've been pretty lucky.
Yeah.
Not yet,
so
right?
that's just something.
Definitely just you, dude.
You've got applications, right? So you're vetting them.
Yeah.
You know, whereas mine just kind of come in and then they just do shit like that.
Yeah. I think, I don't know. I think SEOs, at least the ones we've encountered so far in the application process or like in the advice group is they're pretty tech savvy. So we're never going to get those questions. That's crazy. I'd be appalled. Honestly, I'd kick him faster than he could ask, like, where's the join button? You know, that'd be insane. But yeah, I think it's an interesting conversation. This is to figure out how to grow a community. This is probably, besides growing the podcast, growing the community is probably the hardest thing I've had to do. Because I don't know if running ads directly to a community would work.
It's hard. I found emailing. I make most of my sales through email, through sales.
Like DM? Like you're cold emailing motherfuckers?
No, to my list.
Okay.
But like, for example, during big sales periods, I'll do like $1 for the month. And that's where I get an influx of people every time. And I run like a campaign like that every sale. $1 for the month or X amount % off for the annual subscription. And then for the people who are already members, I give them an extra like 5 or 10% off the annual if they want to upgrade. And that's all worked really well.
Annual is a good idea, Sean. Have you ever given annual subscription a thought?
Is Sean still there?
I'm still there.
He's 100% still there. Yeah.
Seems like you cut out.
No.
Maybe it's my internet. I don't know.
Maybe you have to re-say that, Jacky.
No. I'm wondering if we should have an annual subscription option as well. Because it seems like everyone, at least the communities, most of them switch to annual, right? Like Hampton by Sam Parr does annual. Off the top of my head, I can't think of anything else. But did Traffic Think Tank do monthly? I don't remember. Yeah, maybe we should have that option. Like,
it's worth it.
Like a discount on annual, and then
I think like
could be a Black Friday thing. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
maybe we could
or like
do something.
10 months. You know, you pay for 10 months. You get
Yeah. Huh. We'll see.
Definitely worth it.
I think a lot to think about. And frick, dude, James, this is like growing community is pretty freaking hard.
I have 2 of them. And like,
do you have to engage like every day?
Well, I'm lucky enough that the communities are more bolt-ons to the program. So, man, I run my community like shit. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, okay.
My community is run like shit. But, you know, it's there for people who have questions for, you know, whatever with their training and things like that. And then I can post more stuff in there. I can put the events in there for the podcasts that are coming up so they can join in live, et cetera, stuff like that. So kind of run it like that for now. Eventually I want it to be more engaging. But yeah, man, engagement's tough. Like you got to get it to a point where it runs on its own without you. So it's all member engagement, you know?
Yeah. I think if I can get there, I guess the next step would be to like create a course. Sean, you wanted to do a course for your other community, right? Oh yeah, guys. So how Sean got involved was I found out he was going to do another community. I chatted with him. We hopped on a call like several months ago Sean's like, yeah, I'm going to launch something similar. So probably not the best fit. But then I think you ended up like having too many things on your plate. So you're like, okay, I probably can't launch the community and focus on it. So we ended up partnering. And I think it's like best of both worlds. But weren't you working on a course? Dude, are you still doing the course? Or what's like
I'm still
the
working
situation
on that. A lot of people that I heard from are interested in it. People on my list. So I'm still working on that.
Is it a SEO course, domainer course, or what is it?
It's
bit of both?
Expired domains. That's what a lot of people know me for.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of success with that. All the sites I've sold have been expired domains.
Fair. Nice. I have
would you sell it?
Tweet yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Would you sell it, or would it be part of the community subscription, or would it be sold separately?
Right now, I think I'm just selling it as its own thing, and then I'll have like an upgrade, like, you know, it's on the one I'm doing is on Circle as well. It's like for a little bit more, like join this community and ask me a bunch of questions instead of being like, you know, this is the community that I'm building.
Yeah. That'd be an interesting idea. Dude, I have a tweet going out in like 10 minutes, like dunking on courses. So I'm sorry, it's not directed at you, but it was already scheduled. But yeah. Dude,
you're gonna get blocked by Sean.
Yeah, I'm blocking you, man.
No. I'm dunking more on like people who sell courses but do like freaking 3K MRR on like their niche sites, you know? Like I don't think these type of people are qualified to come up with a course. That shit's wild out here. I mean, I respect the hustle, but yeah, we'll see.
I've got the receipts on my experience on the course I'm selling. You know, I sold almost $1 million worth of expired domains over the last 5 or so years.
Yeah, I mean, people aren't downing you. I'm downing like these. I don't know these. Some people are on Twitter are kind of crazy, but that's for another day. Niche gurus. That's for another day. Another day though. Anyways, I guess we should wrap up. Sean, thank you so much for hopping on today. Where can people find you?
I used to be active on Twitter. I'm not really anymore.
Just gotta get back there, man. Get back.
It sucks. The aggro sucks. I get no juice from it. But I've got a weekly newsletter at ranktheory.com. It is not a traditional SEO newsletter, not for everybody, but you should still check it out.
Yeah, you're a pretty good writer, actually. I'm a fan.
No, thank you. Check it out.
Yeah, amazing. So go subscribe to his newsletter, and dude, the podcast is pretty different today, James. I guess we could talk about it in the recap. Yeah, it's like shooting the shit. But guys, if you guys like this type of format, we're gonna have Sean back again. This is just pretty much just a brainstorming session. Sorry, James, for advice, but I hope people like it.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Good. Perfect. Well, that's the pod. Go listen to it, or go subscribe to us on YouTube and do all the algo things. Thanks, guys.